What's up, my good people, and welcome back into the Bully Ball Show on Sparks TV. I'm your host, Nino Sparks Sedan, aka the Mid-Range Bully. Now, it's been a cool little hiatus. We back to give you that good shit, as always. But before we get started, if it's your first time tapping in, make sure you're hitting that like, that subscribe button, so you can stay tapped in. Let's get it. Like I said, we got a whole lot to break down. I told you I was going to double back when some big news drop, but I had to let it sizzle. You know, sometimes you got to sit back and you got to let it marinate. So that's what we did. We let it marinate, but now we here to give it to you, y'all. So we're going to start out with what I feel like I predicted. You know, we gonna let Brian Windhorst live, you know what I'm saying? Everybody giving it to him, but you can double back, you can look at some old videos and you can see I was talking about Donovan Mitchell getting traded a while ago. I mean, the writing was on the wall, we kind of all knew that. I didn't see the Cavs coming in. I did not see them in the mix. You know, to be honest, I thought they had a good team from the jump, you know, with Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. But, you know, apparently they saw things differently. You know, they seen a play and they made a play for it. And now, you know, they go from being a good team to a great team. You know, I can't be mad at that, you know. But if you're a Knicks fan, man, it's got to hurt. You know, shit. If you're a Nets fan, it's got to hurt just a little bit. You know, like I said, I was proposing the Donovan Mitchell for Ben Simmons trade. You know, I didn't think the Knicks had enough in the mix, you know, to really throw an offer out there. And apparently they didn't think too much of it anyway, because they didn't want to give up R.J. Barrett, which to me, I didn't think that would have been a good thing anyway, because even if they did go get Donovan Mitchell, who was they really gonna pair him with? You know, you look at Brunson, you look at Julius Randle. No disrespect to them, but that's not necessarily a win now team. There will still be other things they had to do. The Knicks is kind of all over the place, y'all. Just to keep it 100, the Knicks is kind of all over the place, as usual, you know. But I do like the little direction that they headed. If they can keep those guys together, you know, I still think they're a playoff team. You know, do I think they're gonna win a championship? Absolutely not. You know, even if they had gotten Donovan Mitchell, like I said, I don't think they was, you know, it wasn't like they was a player away or something like that. I think they would have still been a few players away. You know, but they didn't want to give up the assets for the Knicks, for New York to get put in the movie. And I feel bad, because I feel like Donovan, he really wanted to go to New York and really stunt, you know what I'm saying, and show out. Maybe one day he'll still get that opportunity. But for now, he's going to be in Cleveland doing his thing. And Cleveland Cavs, man, y'all going to be at least top 5. You know what I'm saying? I had y'all in the mix. You know, now y'all go from being, you know, in the mix at the top. You know, it's a movie, Devil in the Blue Dress, you know what I'm saying? If you indulge me for a sec. It was a part where the detective, he told Denzel, he said, you walk out your house in the morning, you're in the mix. He said, the only question is whether or not you mixed up in the top. You know, the Cavs, y'all mixed up in the top now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done did that. You know, I'm going down the roster right now, you know, just imagining, you know, I would imagine that the starting lineup, you know, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley at the 4, you know, go with that Twin Towers thing. You know what I'm saying? Okoro at the 3, you know, that's a good wing defender you can throw out there. You know, Donovan, of course, and your boy, you know, Spider, and your boy Darius Garland, who I'm real high on, man. I think Darius Garland, you know, I've been watching him hoop in the little, you know, little private runs that they do or whatever. And he's been doing his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at that. I think they're going to be something to watch, you know. Now I still got other teams ahead of them. I still got Brooklyn ahead of them. You know, I still got Philly ahead of them. Who else? Still got the Bucks ahead of them. You know, who else we forgetting? Got Miami ahead of them. You know, and like I said, they could crack that 5 spot, but I'm trying to think who else we got in the mix. In the East, that might be, because Chicago, you don't know what Chicago gonna be, especially I think you know, I don't get into too much of the injury report, but I think Lonzo got hurt, so You know, that could be, they could grab that 5th spot. It's another team. Oh, Toronto. I'm gonna forget. It's easy to forget about Toronto because they not, they in Toronto. But shit, I've been watching them during a lot of their private runs with, the Rico Hine runs, and man, they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? The Raptors look nice. The Raptors got something coming. So shit, I would put the Cavs right there in that mix from, that 5 to 6 mix. But yeah, them other teams, they stack too. And those other teams are more proven. You know what I'm saying? So, I could be wrong. I live with being wrong. I want to see them win. You know what I'm saying? But those are the teams ahead of them. And if you the Jazz, right? Now, I had said, I think the trades that I had proposed, excuse me, let me move this back a little bit. There we go. The trades that I had proposed are actually better than the trade that they got. Now, hear me out. I know what you're thinking. And it's what I was thinking. I didn't know at first that they wanted to tank. They want to get Victor Wembanyama, or however you say his name, excuse me, no disrespect. And that makes sense, right? But you still could have got some future all-stars or an all-star in exchange with some draft picks. And worst case scenario, you sit the guy if he went in too many games. If you look back, I remember when we had Lou Williams on the team, and we was trying to get that second pick. I think that turned out to be Brandon Ingram, if I'm not mistaken. We was trying to get that pick. Lou Will, he was winning too many games. You know what I'm saying? On his single-handedly, doing too much. We shipped him to the Clippers, which was a bad move. We should have never got rid of him, but it worked out in that sense. Fast forward, we end up getting AD. Hey, it's a whole nother story. But you could have got more if you were the Jazz. If you were the Utah Jazz, you could have got a little more. Let's go with the first trade proposal that I proposed. Ben Simmons. I thought Conley was still on the team. I don't think he's on the team. But you could have Donovan Mitchell and Jordan Clarkson and maybe a Bogdanovich in exchange for Ben Simmons and Patty Mills and some picks. Would that not have worked? Then you can still tank and you go get the foreigner, Victor. And now he's got guys he can play with. Or let's say you don't like that one. I'll give you another scenario. What was the other trade? I said Denver could get in the mix. The Denver Nuggets. They should have gotten the mix. What are you doing? What are you sitting around waiting on? A cold breeze? There's plenty of cold breezes in Colorado. Not that I've ever been. But if you the Denver Nuggets, could have Michael Porter Jr. and a Bones Highland. Hope I'm saying his name right. Could that have gotten a Donovan Mitchell and a Jordan Clarkson? And you pair him with Jamal Murray and Big Yoke. Could you imagine that? A backcourt of Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell. We seen what they did to each other in the bubble. Imagine what they could do together. Come on, man. You ain't even got to think that hard. It's common sense. Can you imagine Yoke having them two on the wings? He running the point center. You got Jordan Clarkson. That's the championship team in Denver. The team you got right now, as presently constructed, that's not a championship team. That's a middle-of-the-pack team that you got. No disrespect, I could be wrong. Jamal Murray could come back. Porter could come back. But you got a lot of ifs. Donovan Mitchell ready to play right now. If Jamal Murray's ready to play right now, even if he wasn't ready to play right now, and even if you would have still had Yoke and Donovan out there, and then let Murray, he can gradually come back in. There wouldn't be no pressure for him to come back in because y'all still winning games. And if you the Jazz, how does that make sense for you? Well, shit, now you got 2 future All-Stars, because I think Bones is going to be an All-Star. He that nice. You know what I'm saying? He gave us work. He gave the Lakers work last season. You know what I'm saying? MPJ, if he can come back healthy, that's an All-Star. Now you got 2 future All-Stars to pair with the dude that you're tanking for. And maybe you could have got a couple picks. Now, instead of being good in 4 to 5 years, you could be in the playoffs in 2 seasons. And maybe have a championship run within 3 to 4. As opposed to just making the playoffs in 5 years. Because they're not going to make the playoffs in like the next 5 to 6 years. And they might not win a championship in my lifetime. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. No disrespect, Utah. I heard it's a beautiful place. I like white people. But now, who's the guy you're tanking for? Who's he going to play for? Who's he going to play with? He can't play with draft picks. I mean, okay, you go get some more players. Who are they going to play with? All these guys, there's got to be some continuity. See, you got Danny Ainge, he making big moves and making headlines and getting cashing checks. I ain't mad at you. But if you're a Jazz fan, you got to be sitting back like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, we couldn't win with those 2 guys, but could we not have kept one of them and just rebuilt around them? Or, hey, Donovan, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be a wash this season, you know. But the All-Star games in Utah, if I'm not mistaken, you know, go get your numbers this season. We're probably not going to do too much because we're trying to tank. And at some point, we're going to bench you. You know, not bench you. We're going to, you know, send you home for the rest of the season, basically. Let some of these young guys get out there. And we're going to try to get that number 1 pick. And we're going to pair you with him and some other guys. Or we'll turn him into a trade asset and assemble another championship team. I'm done talking about Utah. I just had to get that out. Brian Windhorst. Breaking news. I broke news, dog. Moving on.